Hello and welcome to Lakewood Next Daily Devotions. Happy Friday. So up to this point in the text, Jesus has now come into the city in this picture of humility and fulfillment. He's riding on a donkey. But in today's text, Jesus is going to do something that maybe causes us to scratch our heads. We're going to be in Matthew chapter 21. We're going to start in verse 12. It says, "And Jesus entered the temple and drove out all who sold and bought in the temple, and he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons. He said to them, 'It is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you make it a den of robbers.'" So Jesus walks into the temple, he takes a look around, and then he just starts flipping tables. Coins are flying, animals are running, people are scattering. This is not the picture of gentle Jesus, meek and mild. But understand what Jesus is doing here. If you remember back, there was a point where Jesus went to the tomb of Lazarus. You know, his sisters had come and told him, "Lazarus, whom you love, is about to die." And so Jesus intentionally waits until after Lazarus is dead. And then he shows up and he meets with Martha at first. And she says, "If you had only been here, he wouldn't have died." And he responds, "I am the resurrection and the light." But then he goes further and he meets with Mary, and she says the same thing. "If you would only have been here, he wouldn't have died." And it says that Jesus was greatly troubled. Later, as Jesus approaches Lazarus' tomb, it again says Jesus was greatly troubled. That phrase, greatly troubled, it doesn't mean sorrowful. It means angry. The actual translation of that word is snorted like a horse. Like, he was mad. And the interesting thing is this, because he was mad not at Mary and Martha. He was not mad at the mourners who were paid to be there. He was mad because death and grief are invaders in this world. That his whole point in coming to this world was to set this right. And now, in our text, Jesus is in the temple of the Most High God, and he sees that the invaders are at work again. Sin and greed. And so in his anger, he flips tables. But this anger is a holy anger. But I also want you to notice that his actions are not just rash actions expressing his wrath. His actions here are things that he is doing to purify the temple. These are purifying action. The temple was meant to be a house of prayer, but it had become a place of profit. And so Jesus cleans house. He removes what's corrupt. But then look what he does next in verse 14. "And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them." So he removes the corruption, the money changers, the greed. He removes the corruption. And then he invites in those that need things, those that need healing, those that want the Messiah. He isn't just angry. He's restoring. He is reclaiming sacred space. Now keep that in mind. Because in 1 Corinthians 6:19, it says, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God?" Which means that through Jesus, we become temples of the Holy Spirit, the very presence of God, which makes our bodies sacred spaces. We are the temple of God because we are indwelt with the Holy Spirit of God. And so when Jesus comes into our lives, he can still flip some tables. Anything that is getting in the way of the real life that we are meant to live in the Spirit, that's a good thing. But he does this not because he's mad at you. He does this because he wants to restore us. He wants to reclaim the sacred space, to free us from the things that hold us back from experiencing the real adventure, joy, and purpose that is supposed to mark our lives. So as you step into the weekend, take some time to think through some of the tables in your life that might need some flipping. What needs to be driven out so that Jesus and purpose can take center stage again? We're going to finish with these words. They're not from the New Testament, they're from the Old Testament. Words of a prophet that is talking about all that Jesus has accomplished. It's in Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 25. It says, I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean from all your uncleanliness, and from all your idols I will cleanse you. And I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh, and give you a heart of flesh. I know it can be frightening when it's time to flip the tables, but it's time. Our prayers are for you. Be blessed this weekend. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday.